The movie's story opens in 1172 with a kingdom being displayed. This kingdom was home to various tribes with Khans as their chieftains. But there is a rift between these leaders. They frequently engage in conflict with one another as a result. A tribe is displayed, and the leader of the tribe sets out to find the wife of his 9-year-old son. Temujin was the name of his kid. The father of Temujin visits his acquaintance after a long day of travel. There, Temujin encounters a woman by the name of Börte. He responds, "I've come here to find my wife," when she asks why he came here. "Okay, then you should get married," adds Börte. She then continues after saying this. Temujin's father informs him at night, "I'm hunting for a girl from an established tribe for you." "I'll locate a girl for me," he assures his father. The girls from Temujin's friend's tribe are all kept in front of him by his father in the morning. Among these girls, Börte was present as well, and Temujin chooses her. They have been wed to one another. But due to a tribal custom, they were allowed to cohabitate after 5 years. Temujin gives Börte a locket as she leaves. "She will undoubtedly run into me when I return to you," he assures her. He then follows his father after stating this. They stay at a location and take a nap after traveling to a remote location. They observe the presence of a different tribe. Their leader brings Temujin's father a milk cup. That conveys the idea that they wish to become friends with them. They are offered friendship by that tribe. Temujin's father also sends him a milk cup in return for this. Temujin's father's companion tells him that he needs to make someone else drink the milk first. However, he consumes all the milk by himself in an effort to win the affection of the tribe's chief. As they proceed, Temujin's father is killed after falling off his horse. Here it is discovered that it was a trap set by the chief of that tribe. He dispatched the poison-laced milk. After the death of Temujin's dad, after leaving his dead body there, all of his tribesmen leave. According to them, if they want to survive, they must be living after being a part of any powerful tribe. After the death of Temujin's dad, his special man takes them to a place. Along with this, he takes control of all the animals. When that special man was going, Temujin's mom tells him, "You're not doing well. One day my son will kill you when he'll grow up. He'll take revenge on you," and the man becomes afraid. He thinks probably the boy will kill me after growing up. For this reason, he decides to kill Temujin. But it was a tradition among the people of their tribe. They don't kill women and children. For this reason, the man measures the height of Temujin. He was measuring his height from a wheel. But Temujin was much little from this. And he was freed after being declared a child. The man tells Temujin's mom while going, "I'll surely come to kill Temujin next year." The time goes ahead and winter comes. Temujin has no place to hide because the winter have started. He remembers his father telling him that our gods are in the far-off mountains. They help us in our difficult times, and Temujin decides to go there. But while going there, his feet comes on the frozen water. He falls into the water, and he was about to die while drowning. Meanwhile, a boy comes there and saves him after pulling him out of the water. The boy takes him with him. Temujin thanks him for saving his life. The younger brother of that child was also there. Both of them mix their blood into the milk after cutting their hands. They ask him to take this, and you'll become our brother after this. Temujin takes that milk, and now 3 of them have become brothers. The next morning, the man also comes there while finding him. Who was his dad's companion, his special man? He finds Temujin and he takes him with him. After taking him, he measures his length again, and he was still little. The man decides to make Temujin imprison till the time. When he grows up, he puts a wooden noose around his neck and imprisons him. There was a man in this tribe who daily feeds Temujin with food and puts a bandage on his wounds. Time passes in this way, and the man who imprisoned him, when he measures his height, Temujin was still too small. One day, it was raining heavily, and all the people went into their tents. The man who took care of him and fed him takes advantage of this and frees Temujin. He asks him to run away, and he runs with the heavy noose. He is racing away and reaches far. He asks the mountain deity about what his father had told him. When he spots a wolf there, his wooden noose instantly snaps. As the plot develops, we can see Temujin has matured. He was still running from the men belonging to his dad's acquaintance. They had been after him since he was a young child, and they still posed a threat to his survival. Finally, they managed to capture him, and they hang him from a thick wooden noose in the same manner as when he was a boy. Temujin's age and height have both risen, and chances for his own death as well, but the man assures him that he won't kill him right now. I'd like to see you plead for your life in my presence. I'll die joyfully, but I'll never beg for this, he responds to him. When the man hears this, he responds, okay, I intended to murder you comfortably. I'm going to torment you to death now. Temujin was afterwards restrained once more. He is visited by the same man who fed him as a child. He was still alive when they were celebrating with the man who had kidnapped Temujin one day, and he approaches him after getting drunk. By using his neck noose, Temujin takes advantage of this and executes him. He has passed away. He went to meet his wife, Börte, as soon as he was free, who he wed in his marriage in his. Börte has matured and gained beauty from his early years. He travels to his sister and mother with Börte along for the ride. Temujin's mother is overjoyed to discover that her son is still alive. They were living a good life when all of a sudden they were attacked by members of another tribe. Because the mother of the tribe's leader was abducted by Temujin's father in the past. This leader was too young at the time, but he is now an adult. He has pledged that he will definitely get his mother's wrath. He abducts Temujin's wife and takes her with him as a result. Temujin couldn't have fought with them by himself, therefore she needed help. He seeks assistance from his brother as a result, who forced him to drink his. In his early years, milk contained blood. He had also developed into a strong tribesman. He says that we need a year to fight with that tribe after Temujin tells him about his wife. They are incredibly powerful, and we need to strengthen our population. Days, months, and a year went in the same manner. Together with his brother, Temujin attacks the tribe. They killed everyone, and Temujin finds his wife, Börte, in a tent. Now, she was going to become the mother of the tribe's leader. Despite this, Temujin loves her and hugs her. Whatever he got after killing that tribe, he distributes everything among the people who were fighting with him. He also gives a share to the families of those who were killed while fighting with him. Seeing his kind-heartedness, the people of his brother's tribesmen also join him. Temujin has made a strong tribe. When his brother sees this, he started to hate Temujin. One day, Temujin's people see his brother's companions, who were stealing their horses. A man attacks them with an arrow. A man was hit by an arrow, and as they go to check, he was no one else but the elder brother of his brother, who has now started hating Temujin. As he learns that Temujin's people have killed his brother, he becomes furious. By making an agreement with all tribes around, he decides to fight a war against Temujin. Temujin knows that he couldn't win the war. So, after sending the women and children aside, he fights a war against them after taking his several companions. And he was defeated, on which his brother has imprisoned him. He doesn't kill him because he still considers him his brother. But his brother sells him to the people of a different tribe. They take him with them, and after traveling a lot, he was brought to a large city, and after they brought him, they made him sit somewhere. So anyone could buy him, but no one buys him. One day, the king of this kingdom sees him. He buys him, and makes him locked in a cage that was in the middle of the city. so people could make fun of him and could put their anger on him. He was made a spectacle there. A man used to come to Temujin daily. He was ashamed of his people's behavior. He apologizes to Temujin, and he asked that man to do a task for him. "Give the locket to my wife. I promise that I'll not harm your city or anyone from your city." The old man goes in search of his wife. While walking for many days, the old man dies after being fainted because of the hotness of the desert. But luckily that locket was sent to Börte, that Temujin had given her in his childhood. From this, she learns that Temujin is still alive. After knowing this, she reaches that city while finding Temujin. She frees Temujin after bribing a soldier there. He sees that he had a son and a younger daughter. Now that their family was complete, everyone was happy. One day, Temujin's wife tells him that all the leaders are similar. They kill each other, and Temujin thinks this a lot, and goes after leaving his family. He decides that he'll make a Mongol kingdom while uniting everyone. He has decided and has to unite all the kingdoms at any cost. He has made 3 rules. The first was not to kill children and women. The second rule was to fight with the enemy till the last breath. The last was that no one will deceive his leader. In 1196, we're shown that Temujin has done whatever he thought. He has made his army. There was only one hindrance to becoming his king. That was his brother, who too has a big army. Both come to fight with their armies. Temujin doesn't want to fight with his brother, but his brother attacks him suddenly. A huge war breaks out, but Temujin won that war. He has imprisoned his brother's companions. He doesn't kill them, but also joins them in his army. Now, it has become a great army. Temujin goes to his brother and informs him that nothing would be given to us following the combat. While expanding our kingdoms, we will perish. If I were you, his brother assures him, I would have murdered that captured army. Temujin and his way of thinking were very dissimilar. Because of his thinking, he has lost everything. Temujin, in contrast, has everything thanks to his analytical mind. Temujin afterwards pardons his brother and departs from him. Later, the scene from year 1206 is displayed. He has ascended to the throne of his Mongol Empire. Genghis Khan has been his name up until this point. He engages in a number of conflicts with all the repressive kingdoms. The entire world is aware of his valor and might. Here, the bravery of Temujin comes to an end.